ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयम् तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदम् श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्रचित्रीकृतम् मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ सेकेण्ड् मन्त्र पराचः कामाननुयन्ति बालाः ते मृत्योर्यन्ति विततस्य पाशम् अथ धीरा अमृतत्वं विदित्वा ध्रुवमध्रुवेषु इह न प्रार्थयन्ते भाष्यम् इट इज आई थिंक पेज 214 यतः एवम् अथ तस्मात् धीराः विवेकिनः प्रत्यगात्मस्वरूप अवस्थान लक्षणम् अमृतत्वं ध्रुवं विदित्वा देवादि अमृतत्वं हि अध्रुवम् इदन्तु प्रत्यगात्मस्वरूप अवस्थान लक्षणं न कर्मणा वर्धते नो कनीयान् इति ध्रुवम्. So we saw balaha kaman anuyanti mrityoho vitatasya pasham yanti. So living by one's own fancies, this Vishaya Trishna due to this original obstacle, right? Avidya and Trishna. So when that is there in your mind, Avidya of course is very common. But this Trishna, one's mind is filled up with the Trishnas. Temptations. Varieties of temptations are there. With respect to various sense objects. And then there is no inner space to think over. Think over basic problem. Puja Swamiji always used to call it as a space, an inner space, where you can definitely, keeping aside all this mundane activity, swabhavikam, natural. But when he is born and then that's it. And then all the time, whatever you want, what you want is very common in humanity. What you do for that, that's where that's where the problem is actually. That's how most of the people remain unsuccessful in life. Yeah. A self dissatisfaction is the characteristic of a samsari. It is not even a characteristic of a sadhaka, seeker here in Vedanta, really. Even though he may not have that clarity that I am Purna, I am whole, the fullness always is born of your understanding that you are fullness. That gives satisfaction. There is no way out to get satisfaction other than that. No way. whatever you do, you always feel there is something more to do. Always. Even you ask to a scientist, ask to anybody, ask to the people who are working in gym, right? Right? Anyway, in terms of health, you will be a wanting being. You are a wanting being. And as a wanting being means you are dissatisfied with yourself. This self-awareness is a liability, really. Other beings, they also, well, due to ignorance, they also have a identification with the body, but they don't have that much self-awareness, like a monkey and all. They seem to be happy people, happy, happy guys. A human being is, in spite of a better living, happy. That's because self-awareness. Anyway, so space is not there. So if one follows basically a life of dharma, etc., opposed to life of one's own fancies or ragadvesha, then definitely some inner space is there. Otherwise, it is not possible. And most of the time, uh, we in our activity to fulfill desires, avidya kama karma, which has been said, we because since there is a pressure of a this ragadvesha, and they are too many, we always cut corners. We always compromise with the value structure. The universal structure, and that value structure being universal, it's a manifestation of Ishvara. We generally we compromise with that value structure. And well, and that too, again, competition is too much, and then there are failures, right? What you are seeking through certain activity, a desirable result, you don't get all the time. You don't call all the shots. So failures are there, and there are other obstructions also. They are also too many, and therefore, basically, this person is samsari. So that dissatisfaction is always there. So to approve one's own satisfaction is impossible. One's own, I approve my satisfaction. I put a tick. That day never comes. It comes as experience in a deep sleep state. No demand, no dissatisfaction, no seeking, nothing. If you are seeking something in a deep sleep state, suppose you could not sleep. That shows that there is no deep sleep. You have to keep aside all this, all your self judgments, which I told you. So anyway, and so this kind of experience is there, but there is no knowledge. There is no insight into this. So vitatasya mrityoho pasham yanti. This kind of people who are extrovert, who have these pursuits, varieties of the pursuits, well, they for them mrityu is everywhere, wherever they go, whenever they go, whatever they do. They are all the time in jaws of death, jaws of time, jaws of time. Kalaha. Mm. That's how it says, vitatasya pasham, because it is spread all over, whole world, right? Whole world. Wherever you go in universe, in terms of now physical universe. So far as Shastra is concerned, you go in any other world. Yadetha iha tadamutra. Whatever is, I mean, the maybe a better standard of living we call, maybe there. But the complaints will be there. We have here, I think, a better standard of living compared to India, let's say, because there are a lot of struggle is there. But it's, the complaints are not less. Same issue. Complaints are not less. So this is how it is. So these two verses, these two mantras, studying properly will definitely leads to adhikaritvam. Viveka arises, vairagya arises. It brings a certain control over your senses, you know. You will be able to, you gain an insight into that ragadvesha is a issue. Trishna is a issue. And well, that Trishna is due to Dehadhyasa. Dehadhyasa is due to Avidya. So all this Pratibandhas, that's what description is. Pratibandha Karanam. Atma Darshan is a Pratikulatvat. It's a Pratikula. It's opposed to Atma Darshan. It's opposed to what you are, what you want in your life. And therefore, so this is how Vitatasya Pasam Yanti, they enter into that. Because it's a conflict. You are born with this value structure of right and wrong, and your Ragadvesha tells you for the fulfillment, and so there is always a conflict. Generally, it is happening like that. What is to be done, well, is, and what I like to do are opposite things. What is to be done and what I like to do are opposite things. Always. Always you see, from morning onwards. What I'm supposed to do is not to drink a tea early in the morning because I have acidity issue, suppose. But what I like to do is to drink. And then there are every. So that's how Ragadvesha Trishnas, they create a havoc, becomes obstacle. And this Trishna is an indicator that you are taking yourself as an individual, a limited being, small being. A small being wants to fulfill, wants to gain fulfillment through Trishna. A fulfilled person doesn't have this kind of a Trishna. I don't say the wise men do not have, wise people do not have any desires. They had desires, but that's not binding desires. That's how we don't call them Trishnas. So that's how Bhagavan, giving a description, basically told this, what is that? Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthmanugatan. Yeah. Sarvan kaman, trishna. So trishnaha. Sarvaha trishnaha prajahati. Sarvan kaman. That's a characteristic of a wise person. So their kama means this kama, the desire, and even desirable objects. All miss. He is not an extroverted person. The wise man is not an extrovert, even though he's very active. And definitely, when you are active in doing activity, your senses are extrovert. But he is basically free from this search, this kind of a search. Anyway. So, the attitudes and prayers and the Vyavara, etc., through that one gains a space. Attitude behind your activity, etc., also gives you space. And then there is a Shubhecha. Shubhecha means, well, let me work for, yeah, knowing oneself, because that seems to be the solution. I am the problem, I am solution, etc. And so then person starts traveling on this path. The Kashid Dhiraha, that's what it has been said. So person who has got this kind of a thing. Person who has got some nice breaks in life. That person, yeah. So Bhashakara says, Yataha evam tasmat. So, evam, in this manner, yataha, yasmat karanat, because of those reasons, well, this looking at this whole scenario, that person will remain in the jaws of death. Whatever one does, all this looking at that, this dhiraha, this viveki people, they see through everything. That this is a pasham of mrityu. So that anything that we gain, they could see that anything that we gain in time is not an end. Anything we gain in time is not an end because it ends. So the end which ends cannot be your end. So therefore, so look, this is what homework. This is called homework. They always give this example of, the end, your end or your goal. They give an example of a horizon. I think Puja Swamiji also was giving an example of a horizon. And you walk on this planet, on the earth, and thinking that I will touch the horizon, it is here. and you keep walking and walking, or you drive and drive and drive. The distance between you and the horizon still remains same. And then you take a sea route. And there also, again, in the middle of the sea, you find horizon here. And you go in a cruise or any ship. You travel and travel and travel, sea miles. Still, horizon will be away all the time. This is how the is. What you want is this basically the end, which you are really seeking is limitless. You are interested only in limitlessness. That's or purnatva. That's it. And that one can never achieve through limited ends, because limited plus limited plus limited remains limited. That's what it is. So dhiraha amritatvam ichan, desiring this amritatvam, that one cannot fulfill amritatvam within time, within fold of time. Seeking will not end. And they so there is one example. Puja Swami's example is that Faluda example, if you remember. So he followed our rose milk, and what happens was one person was very miser, and he had a lot of money, but he was a miser, and he had some friends. Fortunately for him, or unfortunately, whatever. And those friends, they have a new shop has opened up for this all kind of drinks and smoothies and all. So they all had visited one by one, and they took some milkshake there, which was so good. And they all came to him when they meet. Oh, you should go. They used to tell to this person, miser person, you should go. It's so wonderful. So this person always used to say, no, 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 I don't want to go. I'm very happy with what my wife makes and etc. And then ultimately, due to a lot of pressure, he decided to go. So the miser, he and his wife Misery, both both went, and they ordered this particular milkshake, and as he was they gave away with a straw, and so he miserliness here also. He tasted little bit. So as he tasted little bit, the froth on the surface settled. So it has become automatically 1 inch less. And he became upset. Then he thought, like, I will take a very small sip. Therefore, it will not get exhausted. He took a small sip. So again, it decreased. It decreased. It decreased. It decreased. So this is called a samsara sukham. So as you are enjoying, it is going, it is decreasing. That's he used to give example for that. Even when he's enjoying, that is lost. That's called adruvam, anityam. While going itself, it gives happiness. It doesn't staying. It doesn't give you happiness. Any sense objects which give you happiness is while going, constantly undergoing change. It is going away, gives happiness. This is a pleasure of a milkshake. Typical samsarika sukha. Anyway, so any one of them is not final. So this dhiraha, knowing all this, and I'm interested in something which is permanent, dhruvam, and therefore, well, I am interested in not this kind of sukham, which gives me joy while going. I want a sukham which stays, and stays. That's what I told you yesterday. I'm interested in that. That cannot be a object of the world. Why? Because it is all time bound. It's going away, going away. Therefore, it cannot be one of the object in the world. And what is left is the subject. Okay? What is left is the very subject. Hmm. And he happens to know that through Vriddha Vyavara, through his grace, well, through Satsanga. etc. Through some talk, hearing, through some reading. And his own attitude has given certain inner space, attitude towards activity, etc., following dharma, etc. also. All ultimately helps this person to do this viveka and to put himself on this path. Then he will figure out that gaining moksha is knowing oneself because I'm already free. Yeah. I need not have this guilt and hurt, etc. It's all mistake. I'm not a dissatisfied being. I am of the nature of satisfaction. I'm of the nature of satisfaction, fullness. Fullness and satisfaction are not two different things. Anyway, so any one of them is not final. Then one samsari says, well, let it not be final. You are jealous of me, he says. I will get that momentary happiness. What is your issue? Momentary happiness, momentary happiness, momentary happiness, momentary happiness, momentary happiness. Well, there's nothing wrong. You talk about all this permanent and all permanency, any dhruvam, nitya, nitya viveka, and what? Do you have that insight, or then you are? If you don't have insight, why are you talking to me about all this? You must be jealous of me. You are sitting here. I'm moving around and getting all these things. Sitting in a bar, I drink. Going into the clubs, I eat good food, meet the friends, and you are jealous. Problem is basically that momentary happiness, that being momentary, it leaves you a dissatisfied person, right? And that dissatisfaction is in your awareness. And therefore, this basically what is left is a dissatisfied self awareness, which is a liability, it is not worthwhile. And therefore, well, ultimately, this person, Dhiraha, basically, he is not interested in that. Not interested in that. Basic any and it there are several things in that, but I don't want to go. It brings a dependency also. What gives a joy to you, you are automatically become dependent. And it is going away by its nature. And it goes away. And as it goes away, because of your dependency, you will be in a trouble. Anything which is impermanent, if you are taking a support of that, you will fall. Yeah, you will fall. And therefore, it is not a path which is a intelligent being, accepts. Anyway, so adhruveshu, anityeshu visheshu madhye dhruvam na prarthayante dhiraha. Dhiraha na prarthayante. They don't go after that. They are interested in a nitya vastu. They want a freedom from this self-disapproval, timelessness, or freedom from this seeking. They are seeking timelessness. They want a freedom which is permanent. Freedom from what? Freedom from self-disapproval. Freedom from seeking. When you are seeking something outside and it gives you joy, will make you seeker. In fact, what you sought, when you got it, the seeker is suspended only a time being. That's it. And then you are seeking more. You are seeking more. You are seeking more. Self dissatisfaction grows. Dependency grows. And thing basically, yehi samsparshaja bhogaha dukkhayonayaha evate. Adyantavantah kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. Yehi samsparshaja bhogaha. So samsparshaja bhogaha, this enjoyment, sense enjoyments, born of the contact between the sense organ and the sense object, right? The joy which is born of this bhogaha, enjoyments which are born like this, dukkha yonaya. They will become a cause for the dukkham. They are the sources of dukkham, your dependency. And in more than that, a object which gives you a joy is not able to give the joy all the time. In fact, it is diminishing day by day. Because it doesn't have, it's not its nature, it's your own projection. Yeah. So basically, that's how we have so many objects of enjoy, so-called now, objects of enjoyment in the world, which we have brought in our home by spending a lot of money and all that. They are we have thrown somewhere. We are no more interested. They are not able to give you the joy which you really want. You want something else now. Then where is self-satisfaction which you want permanently? Tell us. Where is that self-approval which is there permanently? Where is that freedom from seeking which you are seeking, in fact? You are seeking a freedom from seeking. Really? No one wants to be a seeker. We should know this. As I see myself as a seeker of a given thing, I just want to be one with that object which is sought because that relieves me from seeking. In those moments I don't see myself as a seeker. So freedom from seeking I want permanent. You want dhruvam? Yeah. No object has that capacity. No object. No powerful position has that capacity to make you happy all the time. You see, you may be reading more than me. What is going on in the world? Right? Yeah. No power can give the security. They themselves have anyway, this is not, but my point is, so you basically are seeking a freedom from anything which is time bound. That's a fear. That's a fear everyone has. You are interested in a so and so person and you love the person and you always pray that that person should remain with you all the time. You cannot stand something which is time bound. You want a freedom from something which is time bound. Then you cannot seek an object because it is time bound. Could you follow? That's a viveka. That's a viveka. Anyway, so freedom from seeking, freedom from self-dissatisfaction, all that I want permanently, dhruvam, and therefore knowing that that cannot be an object of the world, na prarthayante, this dhiraha na prarthayante. They don't go after that. They don't ask for it because it doesn't exist there. That this kind of a nitya vastu doesn't exist there in the world. All that is there is adhruvam, anityam. So na prarthayante, why are they not seeking there? They will miss it. Oh, but it is not there. So intelligent. What is not there, I cannot seek. What is not there, and yet I keep seeking. That's where the waste of the life is. That's what the foolishness is. Tiraha. Look at that. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. It's a very first step to to gain to to be a committed person, to be a committed student to the Vedanta, and that is dhira, purushartha nishchaya. Most of the people do not have. They feel this is also good and that is also good. Most of the people, they don't have that they could not convince themselves that what I really want in my life is sitting on the chair with a table, one cup of coffee and two toast, and exposed to the teaching. I can achieve the highest goal in life. That is impossible to think in this world. If you want a fulfillment, success, satisfaction with yourself, this is one and the same word. You have to do something, do something, do something, achieve something. And in the process, certain things come in your life which is an obstruction to the fulfillment. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Acquire some on one hand, on the other hand, with the other hand, you get rid of it. Keep doing. Then one day you will be ready. You will be satisfied with yourself. That day never comes. Adhruveshu dhruvam na prarthayante. But then where is this dhruvam? No, but here, if it, Swami, it may not be here. Then I would go. I would definitely apply for some visa, and well, I will go to heaven if I get a visa of the heaven. Yeah? Same thing. Yad yatha iha tat tatha amutra. Same thing. Only thing is they will have a label of a divine. Right? Here it's a coconut water. It's a divine coconut water. Here a divine banana. Divine chiku, I told you. Divine chiku, divine mango. Everything is divine. That's how one particular Ayurveda pharmacy, they have put some divya. Divine. Everything is divine. Same thing. Same senses are extrovert. Everything. You take yourself as a jiva, there itself the mistake. There itself the mistake. So far looking outward, whether it is in this world or any world, it is a one and the same. Only change in a better standard of living. And that you need not. Some people will miss that better standard of living. Then for them, there is a solution provided by our psychologist. They say you should have a positive thinking. You should not look at that side. If you look at that side, dissatisfaction arises. Look at this side, and you see there are so many. You are who are not fortunate like you. You are a very fortunate person. So look like on this side. Never look on that side. Yeah. It will create an issue. It will create an issue. Positive. All psychotherapists, basically, they treat you like that. Not treat you with the reality. The reality is something different. Anyway, so what is Dhruvam ultimately? Pratyagatma Swarupa Avasthana Lakshanam. Pratyagatma Swarupa. Pratyak means which is, Pratyak is a Swarupa. Pratyagatma Swarupa. Well, Pratyagatma, I told you about Pratyagatma yesterday. So what is the reality is this, the self, which is Dhruvam, which is Nityam, which is free from any um, unwanted thing, right? Unwanted. Dissatisfaction? No, it is the nature of satisfaction. Mortality unwanted? Yes, it is timeless. Atma is timeless. Most secure. Insecurity? No, secure. And secure its nature. Pratyagatma Swarupa Avasthan. Avasthanam means staying. So basically, staying in one's own Swarupa. Hey, there's no question of staying in one's own Swarupa. You are not staying in that Dhruvam. You are Dhruvam. So Avasthanam is not that it is you have to stay in that Dhruvam. Atma, which is Dhruvam, which is free from all this, which is Nityam. Well, no. You are that. Well, everything basically stays in you. You are the timeless Atma. Na karmana, Bhashyakara says, na karmana vardate no kaniya. Then that is left. Devadi amrutatvam. So pratyagatma sarupa avasthana lakshanam amrutatvam dhruvam viditva, knowing that this is Atma is like this. Therefore, my pursuit is the pursuit of knowing oneself. Devadi amrutatvam hi adhruvam. I told you already. Devadi amrutatvam. Deva apekshika amrutatvam. Drinking that cup of nectar, amrutam. As you enter there, they will give you some drink. And that divine drink, yeah, coconut water will not make you immortal, right? Even, what? That drink will give you a immortality. You will live longer, little. Yeah. 1 year of 1 human year is a 1 day of a deva or something like that they call. Time scale will be always different depending upon the sphere you go. The time scale on a moon is different from us. Yeah. Time scale on the Jupiter is different from us. Because they're all myth. It's all our own calculation, human beings' calculation. It's all concept. And therefore, there's no absolute time like thing. And therefore, it's possible that such a sphere is there, may not be there. It's between us. Yeah. The sphere is there in the space. But then if it is between us, then someday I will see some deva. It will not be possible. To see deva, you need a deva's body, okay? To experience the dream world, the very subtle world, very divine world, you need a dream body. You cannot experience a dream being in this body. You cannot. Whatever you do, you have a daydream. That's a different thing. But the dream as such, which you gain, that is after. And definitely, you cannot experience a dream. You cannot experience this world being in a dream body. And therefore, to experience this sphere, divine sphere, Sarga, etc., well, you need to have a body like that. With that body only you experience. With this physical body, you experience this world. Martya Sharira, you experience Martya Loka. So anyway, so therefore, Devadi Amrutattam hi adruvam. That's also, so that's Apekshik Amrutam. There also they drive you out. Here at least it is good that you are growing old and now you know that you will be going away in some years. But there you remain young. Yeah, not young adult, maybe young adult. But you have that body. You are born as a young. You don't will not have a childhood. So there are several issues of a childhood you will not face there. That's how Swarga is little different. Yeah. And remaining young throughout, as long as your earning provides you to stay there in that five-star hotel. Everyone is five-star hotel, 5 elements only. It's 5 star. And so there also, you will be in a 5 star hotel. How much earning you have, depending upon that. Otherwise, they also drive you out. That's how one day their body just melts away, they say. While he was enjoying that dance, musical concert, Indra and everyone is sitting and he's just gone. Where? Patak came down. Process. Yeah. Once body is gone, you will get a body in 2 days, 3 days. I mean, it all depends which karma is ready for you and all that. But definitely, that is very beautifully said by Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita. Even Sarga, etc., also is an impermanent thing. Anyway, so therefore, Devadi Amrutatvam hi adruvam idam tu प्रत्येगात्म स्वरूप अवस्थान लक्षणम ध्रुवम प्रत्येगात्म स्वरूप लक्षण प्रत्येगात्म स्वरूप अवस्थान लक्षण अलक्षण characterized by this, you know, staying, let's say for a moment, characterized by this, so this immortality, I mean, this moksha, which is characterized by abiding. Vasthanam, let's say by abiding in one's own nature. That's better translation. Means you are that Pratyagatma, you are that Nitya Vastu, you are of the nature of moksha, etc. That is Dhruva. That's it. Na karmana vardhate no kaniya, and Brihadaranyaka Upanishad example Bhashyakara gives for this Pratyagatma. Na karmana vardhate no kaniya. So they say that the nearest example for this is a ocean. Ocean example they give. So many rivers, meet the ocean. Yet ocean remains basically in its oceanness, in its own glory. SwM2026 tishtati. So then rivers, well, because rivers all merge into ocean, but still ocean will not vardhate. Well, definitely. It crosses its boundary and enters into Mumbai or anywhere. No, it doesn't. It remains in its glory. And then these rivers were all the time welcomed by ocean. And now they found that no more receiving message they get from ocean. So then the rivers had a conference that, well, we want to pass a resolution. What's the resolution? One of them was a leader, maybe a Ganges, Ganga. Let's for time being. Okay, I know because I don't know the names of many rivers here. Sometime I heard, but I forget. So one of them was a leader in that meeting and said, let's pass a resolution. For that, I called the meeting. She says, and what will be the resolution? Well, before that, I would like to tell you something about ocean. What? Oh, that ocean thinks too much about itself, its own oceanness. Its oceanness has gone to his head. And therefore, earlier it used to receive us. Now it doesn't receive me. It is very reluctant. Even though we are merging there, it should tell, welcome, welcome. It is reluctant. It doesn't say anything. And we are very fool, basically. We lose our identity, in fact. By merging, we lose our identity, total individuality. Still, it doesn't have any kind of a positive vibes towards. So basically, we will not enter anymore. Let's stop. All right. Ocean came to know. It got a WhatsApp message from the Association of Rivers that we will not enter now. Yes. Ocean did not shed a drop of a tear. Why? Ocean will not, nakaniyan. Ocean will not become less. Ocean will not shrink if rivers stop flowing into ocean. It happens. Many rivers, in fact, the very Ganges itself, they say the flow which was there before, because the glaciers were many glaciers. Through that glaciers it comes, and now the glaciers have melted due to pollution, etc. So now the flow is quite less. Then still ocean is ocean, and they sometimes have so much of flood. My God, if they sometimes send a picture from Rishikesh, especially in July, August, and all that, September maybe, a lot of flood, a lot of rain in Himalayas. So the ocean doesn't vardhate. No, the rivers do not give water. No kaniyan. Navardhate karmana no kaniyan. Karmana you keep it aside. Navardhate na kaniyan. So it remains always a brimful ocean because all rivers are dependent upon ocean for their existence. Any water body, not just river, any water body on this earth derives its existence from ocean. Any water body. Yes. Any water body, including the water which is there in our, we get groundwater. It is from rain and percolating and etc. That's how they always say harvesting. They talk about harvesting. They give a permission to build the house and all that, but they say what is the facility for harvesting the water? They always ask. In India, it has happening. It may be here also. I do not know, but harvesting the water. Here may be a lot of water, so may not be saying, but in India, now they say before giving a BU permission, etc., they ask for show us the facility for harvesting the rainwater. Rainwater will definitely percolate into the ground because you constantly withdraw a lot of water, right? You take away with the keeping bores and everything. So that water table are going down and down. So then we should harvest so that ultimately water table will arise again. So anyway, ultimately means sources of, the source is ocean for all the water bodies, including rivers. All of this, all ocean is always brimful. Say Mahimni Tishtati. Apuryamanam, achala, look at the example Bhagavan gives in second chapter. Apuryamanam achala pradishtam samudramapah pravishanti yadvat tadvat kamaha pravishanti sarve. Na, na apnoti, na kama kami, something, I forgot that last line. Sarve kamaha, all the subjects in the world, all enter into this wise man while he remains basically full and complete. Without those, full and complete. Because that's one's nature. Pratyagatma Swarupa. I am full and complete because I am full and complete. There is no cause for my fullness. So therefore, we'll see tomorrow that how I am fullness. I mean, you are talking since 2 days, I am fullness, I am Brahman, but you are not. It is coming from third mantra itself. But anyway, this is what we want to be clear about what's the obstacle and what is called preparedness and what's the path to ultimately achieve the goal of moksha, etc. Okay. Then Bhashyakara says further, Tadevam bhutam kutastham avichalyam amrutatvam viditva adhruveshu sarvapadartheshu anityeshu निर्धार्य ब्राह्मणाः इह संसारे अनर्थप्राये न प्रार्थयन्ते किंचिदपि प्रत्यगात्मदर्शन प्रतिकूलत्वात् पुत्रवित्तलोकैषणाभ्यः व्युत्तिष्ठन्ति एव इत्यर्थः. So tad evam bhutam atma. Tad means this atma, which is evam bhutam, this dhruvam, such an atma is kutastham. Tad evam bhutam. Dhruvam, you said pratyagatma sarupa avasthanam is dhruvam. So because pratyagatma is dhruvam, so pratyagatma swarupa avasthanam, the abiding in the self, which is dhruvam, which is nityam, which is free from any limitations, right? That is its nature, and avasthanam is abiding in that. Well, will then definitely one gains dhruvam. That's one's own nature. Not that basically I abide, I am the one who abides in the Atma. Hey, this is my nature. So it's not the abiding or staying in that sense. It's a abidance is basically is a clarity about that. You need an abiding mind to abide in the self. That is you have to work out. You have to work. To gain an abiding mind, one has to work. That's called preparedness. Abiding mind is a mind free from projections, free from fence. And that we used to guide the in meditation to get the abiding mind. Yeah. Especially we with reference to the sounds, we say that. Yeah. As the sound occurs, you listen. You don't want a sound to be different. You don't give any reaction. As it occurs, you listen. You listen all there also there is no effort. Otherwise, the abidance will not be there. Will effort is not there on your part to listen. Whatever be the sound, as it occurs, you are listening. You don't have that anxiety. Oh, what will be the next? What will be the next sound? No. As it occurs, you listen. Your mind is in abundance. That's a mind which is required for japa, which is required for contemplation. Such an abiding mind, free from projections, right? Free from any projections. Oh, this is not good sound. If what will be the next sound? What Swami is going to say? You don't want to listen. You don't want to hear what is next to be said by Swami. Yeah. You don't want to hear what is next to be said. As Swami speaks, my mind is there behind ears. Ears are able to listen. You hear. It doesn't take your permission. It reveals that you are a conscious being. So to have a contemplation on that you are consciousness, such an abiding mind is required. You follow? Yeah. And therefore, so, but abiding in oneself is not like this. You are of the nature of this pratyagatma, which is dhruvam, which is nityam. Anyway, so tadevam bhutam, such an atma, kutastham, kutavat tishtati. There are two vitpattis, kute tishtati iti kutasthaha and kutavat tishtati. Kute means this in anitya, this world which is anityam. It is there as the very basis of the entire world, which gives a beingness, the existence to the entire world. Yeah, that is why it is kutastham. But more than that, the better meaning, the appropriate is kutavat tishtati. Kutavat, like that anvil. Whatever they take that iron rod and they beat this our blacksmith beat anvil, yeah. So anvil, so he beats and well, nothing happens to that anvil. It anvil without any change gives a shape to this the iron piece, but it doesn't undergo any change. Kutavat tishtati, nirvikara, free from any change. So tadevam bhutam, such an atma is kutastham, and that's how they say atma is of the nature of a very presence, very existence, nature of now, nature of now. What is now? Puja Swami, I remember now. He used to tell in meditation, old days. What is now? What is now? What is? I mean, no length of time. Yeah. When you say what is now, next moment also you say what is now. Third moment also you say what is now. Fourth moment, fifth moment, sixth moment. No length of time. Yeah. Just is. The truth of time is that's how the present. And present means what is not. Present doesn't have a length. Ah. No, Swamiji, present has a length. Okay. Present has a length. Tell me what is the length? Present day. Span. Length. In present day, few hours is past. Okay? Gone. Few hours are still not have not come. That's future. That's not present. What is present? Oh, then the current hour, present hour. Well, present hour is present, you mean? The truth of present is present hour? No. Because in present hour, many moments, many minutes have gone. Many minutes have not yet arrived. No, no, no. The truth of present is present minute. In present minute also. Few seconds have already gone by. By the time I spoke 3 times present, already 20, 30 seconds have gone. What is the truth of present? What is? Is it a second? It is a millisecond, microsecond, picosecond. What is? If you say a given length of time is the truth of the present, you are going to divide it again into past, present, and future. Therefore, the truth of present is basically free from the length of time. It is timelessness, right? It is timelessness. The truth of present is timelessness. But what is that timelessness? Which doesn't have a change. Which doesn't have a change. When you started, yeah, the truth of the time, you started searching. Then you said, well, the past, present, and future. What was there all along? Past was, present is, future will be. What is there? On what basis you will be able to say that? Consciousness. Then you ask, well, past, present, and future. The truth of time is just present because past cannot be retrieved. Future has not yet come. So the truth of time is present time. So that present time consciousness. Then you are searching, right? Present day, present month, anything. Present day is a truth of present. Then present day consciousness. You cannot say present day, that concept of a present day as a truth of the present, you cannot say without this concept, and that concept exists in consciousness. Could you follow what I'm saying? So it's a little difficult, Swamiji, but anyway, I have to tell. Okay? Then it's your responsibility to understand. Okay? So present day consciousness, present our consciousness. That's how this is a meditation of Puja Swamiji, by the way. Yeah. And present day consciousness, present our consciousness, present minute consciousness, present second consciousness, present millisecond consciousness. So the time is resolving, right? Time is losing its length. Resolving where? In consciousness. The truth of time is consciousness. Consciousness, the concept of time is in consciousness. Anyway, so therefore, this is Kutastham, basically. Ease, no change. Since consciousness does not undergo any change, it is timeless. That's it. The time basically has a truth in consciousness. Consciousness doesn't exist in time. Time is not conscious of me. I am conscious of time. Time exists in my consciousness. I consciousness does not exist in time. Right? Do not exist in time. Avichalyam, next. Na vichalyate kenapi. Iti avichalyam. Evam bhutam. Such an atma is avichalyam. It can't be shaken by another thing. Right? Because there is no other thing. There is no other thing. Mithya, which cannot touch me. Well, Mithya cannot touch me, leave alone disturbing me. And therefore, pot has like no being to touch the clay. The entire world has no being to the, the thing which affects each other are of the same order of reality. Therefore, the thing which cannot touch you is basically of the nature of lower order of reality. I told you already that the poison of the snake cannot touch the rope. Rope snake. I'm talking about the rope snake, okay? Because it is mithya. It cannot just touch. The sliminess of the people, sometimes they see slimy snake. Because the rope, it must be, some oil, etc. So it must be shiny. Oh, it is a slimy. The sliminess of the snake cannot touch the rope. Yeah. So the world cannot, na vichalyate. I can't be shaken, disturbed by the world. Avichalyam. Some world disturbs me too much. Everyone says that. So, avichalyam amrutatvam viditva druveshu sarvapadartheshu anityeshu nirdharya brahmanaha iha samsare anartha praye न प्रार्थयन्ते किंचिदपि प्रत्येगात्म दर्शन प्रतिकूलत्वात्. सो सर्व पदार्थेषु मध्ये अनित्य पदार्थेषु मध्ये अनित्येषु time bound, including all the lokas. So dhiraha, well, basically anityeshu na pratha, they do not even basically, don't have even a vague desire of it. That reveals their vairagyam for this. Because knowing what I want is not there. Okay? What I want is not there. That's it. Therefore, there will not have any vague desire in Nirdharya, ascertaining that Atma alone is the Dhruvam and all other thing is time bound. I am timeless. Nirdharya. And and all padarthas also are nothing but me, but it's my mithya manifestation, including time and space are my manifestation. What exists in time space is my manifestation. Basically, I am Satyam Brahma, just consciousness, nothing else. They don't have a being. I am I am the only being in the entire creation. I, I am the only being who is a consciousness. Okay. So I'm not an individual conscious being. I am the conscious being, if you want to say. Or I am the being which is consciousness. This is a dhira. And what about samsari? Well, samsari is balaha. He's interested in that balloon. When he's crying for the balloon, father says, "You are the only son, my dear. I have millions of dollars on your account, and I have purchased a land on your name, and all the things I have for you to enjoy. Just go to the kitchen, ask to the mom. No, I just want that balloon. Yeah, bala, right? Millions of dollars and all this is like our moksha. No, we are not interested. We are interested in that balloon, balaha. Anyway, and if that's only valuable at that level for that person, yeah. So samsaris are like that. That's a valuable thing. Objects of desire are valuable, like balloons. This is also Swamiji's example. And if suppose father does not give, telling him, trying to convince him about what he has. So don't cry for the balloon. But if father does not give to that child, that unfulfilled desire goes into the child's head in conscious mind, and that from there it goes to flips over to the unconscious. And it will manifest when he becomes an adult, still that child. Yeah. What is he saying? My father didn't like me because whatever I was asking, he was not giving me. Yeah. Yeah. And so then from their little extension, nobody likes me. Yeah. Could you follow? Just one thing was not given. Thinking, father was thinking he what I say to him, he will understand and drop the desire for the balloon. That day never comes. If he doesn't fulfill, it goes to unconscious and manifests later. And they say, my father did not love me. He did not fulfill me what I wanted. And then slowly, nobody likes me, etc. So this is a adult child situation. Paracha kaman manuyanti bala. One has to be basically, father has to be child in order to satisfy the child. Father remaining a father, adult, with his frequency of thinking and understanding, cannot relate to the child. Father has to go to the level, frequency, thinking frequency level of the child. Then he can relate, right? Means you connect, you understand what other person needs. Don't just brush it aside, don't just reject it. You know, when his needs are from as a child, there is a need of only balloon. He's satisfied with the balloon, nothing else. And same way, the Veda is our father and mother. Shruti, basically mother, understands the needs of a child, of a samsari. That's how Karma Kanda portion is big, voluminous. Varieties of the karmas are the rituals. You can gain fame, name, money. good wife, good child. Honestly, there are several yagas which they perform to get a child which is really a very, I mean, samskari, cultured, which will have a good mind and all these things are there. Yeah. Because they know that if we directly take him to the Upanishad, you are the one. Whatever you want in your life is nothing but yourself. He will close the book, throw it. Yeah, will not work. So Veda basically goes to the level of this person. And one who passes through this karma, ultimately fulfilling certain needs and then growing out, right, emotionally, maturing oneself, ultimately will be able to appreciate what Upanishad talks in Vedanta. So anyway, so Nirdharya, this Dhiraha, well, Nirdharya, understanding what is Dhruvam and Adhruvam, Brahmanaha, look at that. Instead of a Dhiraha, now Brahmanaha, same, Vivekinaha. Iha samsare anarthapraye na prarthayante. Anarthapraye. This iha samsare in this world, which is predominantly fraught with, let's say, anarthapraye, fraught with anarthas, not desired things. Basically, na prarthayante kinchidapi. They do not go after anything. Why? Pratyagatma darshana pratikulatvat. If you have a darshan of this, commitment to this, there cannot be commitment here. If you have commitment to this, there cannot be commitment to that. And therefore, pratyagatma darshana pratikulatvat. It's opposed to the recognition of oneself. One has to be introvert, one has to be basically having a viveka and vairagya, and then other qualifications will be there. One can gain it. Then Bhashakara says, Putra Vitta Lokaishanabhya Vittishtanti Ityartha. So, Putra Vitta, this is also from actually Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Putra Ishanayasya, Vitta Ishanayasya, Loka Ishanayasya, Vittaya, Atha Vikshacharyam Charanti. Some of the statements Bhashakara loves. So he will bring in one or other way. Either he will quote it or either he will write very silently. Here he is not in a form of a quotation. And number etc and the etc, it is all understood by us. In those days it was not like that. The teachers used to just quote. Student knows from where it is. Yeah, student knows. But of course this is all later, when the printing etc, then they put number and everything, and what is the text also they will say, right? So putravitra lokaishanabhyah, they grow out of. Fifth case, putravitta lokaishanabhyah, 5 by 3. So, Vittishtanti, they grow out of this Eshanatraya, threefold desires. Longing for the progeny they don't have, longing for the wealth, or longing for another loka, means name, fame, etc. Not that they hate them, but longing is not there. Because what I am seeking for is not there. That's it. There's no hate. It's not there. Brahmanaha, Sattaguna Pradhanaha, people with certain inner space, which we talked, well, they do not go after all this. They only want to know oneself, the free self, to gain the freedom. Amritat. So, this is, now let's go to mantra number 3. येन रूपं रसं गन्धं शब्दान् स्पर्शांश्च मैथुनान् एतेनैव विजानाति किमत्र परिशिष्यते एतद्वै तत्. Introducing this mantra, Bhashakara says before that, Yad Vijnanat न किंचिद अन्यत् प्रार्थयन्ते ब्राह्मणाः Katham tad adhigamaha ityuchyate. Now, means if it is asked that how will one come to know this Atma? Katham adhigamaha, tad adhigamaha, Atma adhigamaha, Katham dhruvam, that Atma, which is dhruvam, pratyeka Atma adhigamaha. How one will come to know this Atma? How one can gain this knowledge? You talked about moksha, etc., knowing oneself and all that, nitya vastu, this, that, gain freedom from this and self-approval and all that. But how will I know? You should impart knowledge. Katham tad adhigama, pratyagatma adhigama. Adhigama means jnanam. What is, how will I know that? How will I gain this knowledge? Wow. Yad vijnanat. Well, so how will I, yad vijnanat means, yad vijnanat, how will one come to know this knowledge of Atma or Brahman? um, by knowing which, well, na kinchit anyat prarthayante, knowing that, well, Brahmana means Brahmavida, knowing that this people, the wise people, do not have a longing for anything in their lives. We also want that we become free from all longings, all temptations, all desires. Ultimately, freedom from self dissatisfaction, etc. So, katham tadadhigamaha, katham pratyagatma digamaha, yad vijnanat, knowing which, na kinchit brahmanaha, na kinchit anyat prarthayante. They don't ask for any other thing, na prarthayante, anything else. And that is being said. That yena rupam rasam gandham shabdan sparshansha maithunan yeteneva vijanati. So we'll be seeing now independently how Atma, I, is Brahman. Okay? So we'll take that now independently. And then we'll enter into Bhashyam again. I will first tell that. And this is how you have to begin the inquiry. I used to do every session. I mean any camp. This is very crucial thing which I always talk about, independent of the text. And here also I am taking that way. So the inquiry begins like that. That in the world there are two things only. One is the I, the knower, and everything else is an object of knowledge. So that is object of knowledge means object. You can say even what is one is I, the knower, and the other is which is known. Two things are there. There is no third thing. There is no third thing. And the known is not knower. Known is not knower I. I means what? One who has the sense that I am the knower is that I, the subject. As right now, you say I. I need not tell you that you are knower. You know. I means what? I have the sense that I am a knower. And anything which is known to me, well, is I'm not that. I don't have I sense in the object of knowledge. So I am the knower, and there is a world, object of knowledge, which I am not. This much clarity you have. Nobody has to teach you. I am the knower. Wherever the I put I sense, that is called knower, that I know, that I am the knower. And well, on and other than that, there is a world, which is I call it as a known, which I am not. I never put I sense in any object of knowledge. Right? I never say I am book. No. I am a knower of book, correct. It is object of my knowledge. So this is how inquiry begins. And in that, the objects of knowledge are many. The knower is one. Objects of knowledge are many. Therefore, let's take that way, because here it says ena rupam rasam gandham, etc. So let's take that way. Forms, rupam. Forms are many, which are known to you, are many. Colors are many, I mean, forms and colors are many. Then objects of smell, many. Objects of taste, many. right? Objects of the touch, many. Objects of what is left? What objects of hearing? Sounds. Sounds are many. So objects are many, which are known to me are many. Even not known directly through the senses, but along with some other upakaranas, along with certain instruments, additional instruments, yet known. There are also many. Cells, many. You need a microscope, etc. Or atoms, some more sophisticated, not to see, but it is you arrive at. Atoms are many, etc. So this is basically the objects of knowledge are many. The knower, the subject, I is one. This is how, and if you think of other subject, you, when I think of you, another I, another subject, it's automatically become an object of knowledge. Because I think of another I. As I think of it is object of knowledge for me. Swamiji, there is another I. How do you know? I know there is another I. Okay. It's object of knowledge. So I am the subject and everything else is the object of knowledge. It's not that simple. Okay. You immediately raised your hand. You said, Swamiji, I, who is an object of knowledge for you, is also telling you that I am the knower, you are known. You are telling me that I am object of knowledge. Well, you say to me what? That Swami, you are seeing me, therefore I am an object of sight, object of knowledge, and you are knower, seer. Fine. But then I can also say the same thing to you, Swami. I am a seer of you. You are object of sight. So there are two. Then she will say. Then he will say. He will say. Four are there, five are there, five all people, everyone came to know how many are there anyway. So basically, so five subjects. How can you say, Swami, the knower I is only one? When you say that there is other subject, I see you and you see me. So two subjects. You see me, so you are seer. I see you, therefore I am also seer. Really speaking, when you are seeing me, you are seeing what? You are saying another seer, right? You tell me another seer, another subject. But when you are seeing me, you are seeing me what? My body. You are not seeing a seer here. Therefore, you cannot count. Could you follow what I'm saying? You say, Swamiji, you are another seer. He is another seer. He is another seer. He is another. I am another seer. And I am also seer, you say. So you are counting five seers, but basically, when you count others, you are counting physical bodies. So basically, the object you tells me that Swamiji, I am seeing you, therefore you are object of sight, and I am a basically object for you, etc. But really speaking, I am seeing the body. There are two subjects. That's not true. You are looking at me. What do you really look at? Basically, the physical body. You are looking at physical body, which is object of knowledge. So if apart from physical body is object of knowledge, but basically, if you can count five seers, then you can say five seers, five knowers, five eyes are there. You cannot see another seer. You can see maximum a physical body, which is an object of knowledge, basically. But you count it as a seer. You count your physical body in the seer. When you say I am a seer, when you say I am a seer, and you are also a seer, you are seer of me, I am seer of you. Basic, and that's how you say there are two seers, but really speaking, you are counting two bodies. You are not able to see two seers, I'm saying. Could you follow what I'm saying? You are not able to say two seers. You are able to say two physical bodies are there. But anyway, you say I'm a seer along with the physical body, right? And I will also say I'm a seer and I'm seeing you. So in that I sense is there in this physical body. I, the seer, the knower, is including the physical body. Clear this much? Right? Anyway, so this is where inquiry begins. Up to this is okay. Up to this is okay. I am seer and you are all object of sight. Or I am knower and you are objects of knowledge. That is fine. But whether this physical body also is object of knowledge or it should be included in a knower, I, that's the inquiry. That inquiry begins with the help of Vedanta. With the help of Vedanta. So, as far as objects other than this physical body is concerned, you do not have a confusion at all. Yeah. You can have a confusion regarding one object. You take it as another object, right? You can have that kind of a confusion. That's like rope is taken as snake or something else. Or maybe not take that example. You take one person as another person. That happens. To me, it happens several times. And I utter some name and they say, Swamiji, I am not that. Do you remember we met in Houston and but actually it's all, pretending because the person will feel bad. But so my point is you take one object as another that is there, but you can never do the committing the error of taking subject as object or object as a subject. Right? That doesn't happen. You do not commit the error of taking object as subject I. That type of mistake I never commit. And um, well, in a certain in this world, in a certain objects of knowledge, I have a certain subjectivity. Yeah, the I sense is there, and that is in my family. In family, especially wife and children. My God, yeah, in children definitely. Atma vai putra namasi. Upanishad, I mean, Veda also talks Atma vai putra namasi. And they say, well, Putra alone is born as a Atma alone is born as a Putra, etc. Those kind of statements are there. But anyway, therefore, Swamiji, since I am born as my son, therefore in son I have a I sense. So therefore, you close this chapter. That's not true. Even your child, where you have such an I sense, you never commit a mistake of talking about yourself with respect, I mean, taking the attributes of a child. You will never say, suppose your child is 3 year old, you are talking to somebody in office and he asks you, what's your age? Yeah, I'm 3 year old. You never say. Your child, suppose, is studying in some, senior KG or something, kindergarten. Then you won't say, I'm studying in kindergarten. Never. So even though you have a mamakara, extension of I, so called, but really speaking, more than this physical body, never you have a I sense. You will call this and whatever is inside as I. This and what is inside as I. Never you call that as I. So, my dear child, dear wife, dear house, most beloved things, well, they are also dear to me, but I never say I am the child. When the child is born, I never say I am born. No. So I see the child, I do not become the child. Yeah, still it is object of knowledge. Nor do I commit an error of taking the child as I, right? And therefore, if I take the child as myself, then when I feed the child, well, I should be feeding myself. Well, you always have that sense. I am hungry, but let me feed my child first. Okay? Yeah. Otherwise, you will tell to your wife, oh, I have taken food. Our son has taken. No, no, no. I have taken. He has not. I have taken. Oh, I have made so much of things for you and all. No, throw it. I am full now. So much I ate. What did you eat? All this, half banana and some oats and little milk. Is it enough? Yeah, yeah, I have eaten. Haven't you seen that? Yeah, our child has eaten. Could you follow what I'm saying? Still, it's object of knowledge. So I know the child as a child and not as myself. Clarity is there. Confusion of taking an object for subject for myself does not happen. And therefore, the whole world, other than this physical body, Bhagavan calls it as a kshetra, is object of knowledge, other than physical body. This is kshetrajna, knower. I am the knower. Everything else is object of knowledge. So, I alone can be referred by the word I. An object is never referred by the word I. It is always referred by the word this, etc. So, I and this, we have come up to this. Okay. Now I ask you a question. Who are you? Right? Swami, you should know I am physical body. Nobody says in the world. You ask to anybody, who are you? Means give your introduction. No one says this, I am physical body. Generally, they begin with, I am son of so and so. I am a citizen of so and so country. I am a father of father of two children. They give this kind of introduction. I see sometimes. I'm a father of two children, right? That kind of expression is there. Oh, I have a wife. I'm a husband of so and so. I am this. I am this. You begin like this, and still you press further there and say, I'm a sportsman. I'm this, etc. Or maybe I'm a uncle of so and so. I'm nephew of so and so. But I would like to know that whatever answers you have given me, none of them is a correct answer. Why? What happened to you? No. You said, I am son of so and so. Means my identity is just a son. That's my reality. I means son. Then you say, I am father of two children. If you are a son, you cannot be father. If you say, no, that is true. I am father of two children. Then you cannot say, I am son. You cannot say, I am son. What's your true identity? Son or father? What is there in that immigration, the files? What have you said? I is equal to son or I is equal to father? Please think. Or I is equal to uncle or I is equal to nephew. You tell everything. I am uncle of so and so. I am nephew of so and so. I am neighbor of so and so. I am friend of so and so. Maybe you may be saying I am enemy of so and so. That also may be possible. So friend and enemy cannot be. If you are friend by nature, you cannot be enemy by nature. Identity, true identity. No, Swami, you are really Buddhu. Why? Look at this is all related to the world. You give your relative introduction. Yeah. Relating to your child, well, you say, I'm father. Relating to your father, I am child, son, whatever. Relating to a nephew, etc., I'm uncle. Relating to a uncle, I'm nephew. Relating to my friend, I'm friend. Relating to an enemy, I'm enemy. Therefore, this I is, I mean, with expectation of the other relationship, connecting to the other relationship, well, this is how I say. I say, don't relate to anybody. Unrelated to anybody in the world. Who are you? He said, I need not have to tell you. Whatever the introduction I have given you, in that it is very common. One thing which is unrelated to everything, and that is I am physical body. If you are not physical body, you cannot be son. If you are not physical body, you cannot be friend. If you are not physical body, you cannot be a father, right? Huh? And therefore, basically, unrelated to everything, I am physical body. And why not? There is I sense in this physical body. In everything else, then, well, of course, other than the physical body, I have this sense, including this jabba. I never say I am jabba. I am this kurta. By jabba means kurta. I'm sorry. I am kurta. You never say, even though it is there all the time on your physical body, on your body, you never say. So you have this sense. But dermis, epidermis, and whatever is inside, I say, therefore I am physical body. And it's true. Whatever is the physical body that I am, whatever physical body does, that I do. Wherever the physical body is, there I am. Physical body is running, I am running. Physical body is sitting, I am sitting. Physical body is lying down, I am lying down. Physical body is black, I am black. Physical body is tall, I am tall. Physical body is male, I am male. So whatever the physical body is, that is I. Whatever physical body does, that I do. Wherever the physical body is, there I am. So when a physical body is here, I am here. Not that the physical body remains here and I walked away from this. Could you follow? And therefore, your question, big question, who are you? I am physical body. Over. There is nothing to study. I am Brahman. I am physical body. Over. We'll see tomorrow morning at 7:30, okay? Come with a cup of coffee. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om